Hello students, now we are going to discuss some important MCQ questions, multiple choice questions on the chapter metals and non-metals. Already we have discussed two chapters, MCQ question from two chapters, that is types of chemical reactions and acid-base salts. I hope these questions will be helpful for you for your coming examination, term 1 examination and other competitive examination. And one thing you remember that whenever you are practicing the questions, you are watching the videos, and when we are reading the questions, any problem you have, and pause the video and read the question carefully and try to give the answers. Whenever you are answering the questions, you send your answer in the comment box. And if you have not first subscribed the channel, that is chemistry goal, you subscribe it, and please share. If you like this video, please share the videos to your friends. So let us start the MCQ questions from the chapter metals and non-metals. So first question, aluminium is used for making cooking utensil. Which of the following properties of aluminium are responsible for the same? Answers are good thermal conductivity, good electrical conductivity, and ductility, high melting point. What is the correct answer? You pause the video and you think the answer. We know that aluminum is a good thermal conductivity because question is making cooking utensil. So first one is the correct answer, thermal conductivity, good thermal conductivity. And another thing is very important is high melting point. That is also important property, high melting point. And these two property, good thermal conductivity and high melting point, responsible for the making aluminium as cooking utensil. So answer is first and fourth, that is last answer. This is the answer. Okay, first and fourth, due to this property, good thermal conductivity and high melting point, we are using aluminium as cooking utensil. Okay, then second question is the most abundant metal in the earth crust: iron, aluminium, calcium, and sodium. Which is the correct answer? You think immediately. Answer is your aluminium. Aluminium is the most abundant metal in the earth crust compared to other metals. Okay. Then third question, that is the poorest conductor of heat among metal. Poorest conductor of heat among metal is lead, mercury, calcium, and sodium. Which is the correct answer? The correct answer is lead is the poorest conductor of heat among the metals. Question number 4. Which property of metal is used for making bells and string musical instruments like sitar and violin? Which property? We know the metals has different physical property, whether sonorousness, malleability, ductility, and conductivity. Which is the correct answer? Answer is sonorous property, which is responsible for that produce sound. That's why we are using bells and string of musical instruments. This is the chemical reactions. Aluminium oxide reacts with sodium hydroxide, forming one salt and water. Because aluminum oxide is your amphoteric character, it can react with the base, forming salt and water. Here salt is whether here which compound will be formed as product: aluminum hydroxide, sodium oxide, sodium metaluminate, and AlNO2. Which is the correct answer? Actually, the formula, if you see, this is the correct answer. Sodium metaluminate. This is the correct answer. This is the answer. Sodium metaluminate. Okay. Then question number 6. Which of the following is the correct arrangement of the given metals in ascending order of their reactivity? That zinc, iron, magnesium and sodium. We know here the choices are zinc greater than iron, magnesium, sodium, then sodium, magnesium, iron, zinc, then sodium, zinc, magnesium, iron, sodium, magnesium, zinc, iron. Which is the correct answer? Here correct answer is last one, that is sodium greater than magnesium, then zinc, then iron. Okay, as per their reactivity. Then question number 7. Which of the following pairs will give displacement reactions? You see the some reaction that given here, some that salt and metal given, that iron sulfate solution, copper metal, G silver nitrate solution, copper metal, copper sulfate solution, silver metal, sodium chloride solution, copper metal. We know that reactive metal displace low reactive metal from its salt. So as it is ferrous sulfate solution and copper metal, here copper is less reactive than iron, so reaction is not possible. Silver nitrate and copper, this reaction, as copper is more reactive than silver nitrate than silver, so this reaction is possible. Copper sulfate solution and silver metal, this is not possible. Another thing is your sodium chloride solution and copper metal, copper is less reactive than sodium, so it is not possible. So correct answer is B, that is silver nitrate solution and copper metal, because copper can displace silver from silver nitrate solution. So this is the correct answer. Then question number 8, that nonmetals form covalent chlorides because they can give electrons to chlorine. That the electrons, nonmetals form covalent, it is not possible. They can share electrons with chlorine. They can share electrons with chlorine because it is covalent, form covalent compound, so this is also correct. They can give electrons to chlorine, it is not possible. Then they cannot share electron with chlorine atoms, it is not also possible. It can share. Which is the correct answer? That nonmetals can share electron with chlorine, so this is the correct answer. Okay, the next question number 9. Which of the following oxides of iron would be obtained on prolonged reaction of iron with steam? We know iron reacts with water with generally steam, that is steam producing, the product is Fe3O4 plus hydrogen. This is the reaction. So the product will be, which is the answer? C is the answer. Correct answer is C, Fe3O4, ferroso-ferric oxide. It is called ferroso-ferric oxide. Then question number 10, that which of the following are not ionic compounds? Out of these, which is not ionic? It is ionic, potassium chloride. Hydrogen HCl is not ionic. Carbon tetrachloride is not ionic. Sodium chloride is ionic. Which of the following are not ionic compounds? So question is, which is are following not ionic? So answer will be second and third. Answer will be second and third. Which is are covalent? So answer is second and third. So this is the B answer. Okay, because question is which is not ionic. So answer is hydrochloric acid and carbon tetrachloride. So second and third. Then question number 11, that highly reactive metals like sodium, potassium, magnesium, etc. are extracted by the process. By which process? The more reactive metals are generally extracted. The answer is whether electrolysis of their molten chloride, electrolysis of their molten oxides, reduction of by aluminum, reduction by carbon. Here correct answer is generally electrolysis of their molten chloride. Their chloride salt by electrolysis forming metals. That but the salt should be in molten state, not in aqueous state. So this is the answer. So electrolysis process, the highly reactive metal can be extracted. Then question number 12. Aluminum is passive towards nitric acid. Because why aluminum is passive? Passive means non-reactive, that is inert behavior. Inert, we can take inert, passive, do not react with a nitric acid. Because you see the choices, it is a reactive metal. Okay, it is also correct, it is a reactive metal. It is low reactive. No. Formation of stable oxide layer, it is also correct. Formation of stable nitrate layer, it is wrong. But here aluminum is passive toward nitric acid. Although aluminum is reactive metal, but as per the questions here, correct answer is formation of stable oxide layer. This is the correct answer. Due to formation of stable oxide layer over aluminum, on the surface of aluminum, it does not react further with oxygen. That's why aluminum is passive towards nitric acid. That's why aluminum not easily rusted. So this is the correct answer. Due to formation of stable oxide layer, aluminum is passive towards nitric acid. That's why we can store nitric acid in aluminum vessel, because aluminum is passive towards nitric acid. Then question number 13, that which of the following non-metal is lustrous? Which is non-metal? Which non-metal is lustrous? Answer is whether sulfur, oxygen, nitrogen, iodine. Correct answer is iodine is a luster non-metals, shining non-metals. Then question number 14, example of an amphoteric oxide. Amphoteric means both acidic and basic property, which is sodium oxide basic, potassium oxide basic, magnesium oxide basic. So answer is C, aluminum oxide, both acidic and basic property. That's why it is called amphoteric. Then question number 15, which one among the following is an acidic oxide? Acidic oxides generally formed by nonmetals. So sodium oxide, it is basic. Carbon monoxide, it is neutral. And carbon dioxide is acidic gas. We know carbon dioxide mainly it produces carbonic acid when it reacts with water. It is also basic. So which of the following is an acidic oxide? Answer is C. C is the oxide. But aluminum oxide, this aluminum oxide is acidic and basic both. So as it is acidic and basic both, so it will not be considered. It will not be considered. So correct answer is carbon dioxide. Because question is only which is acidic oxide, so answer is carbon dioxide. Then question number 16. 16 is atomic number of an element X is 12. Which inert gas is nearest to X? 12 atomic number means can be written as 282. So nearest noble gas is 10. 10 is your helium, argon, neon, krypton. Which is the correct answer? 10. That is your neon. When it loses 2 electron, then become 28. That is equal to 10. So answer is neon. Then question number 17. The process in which a carbonate ore is heated strongly in absence of air to convert into metal oxide is called, in absence of air, heated strongly in absence of air to convert metal oxide into metal oxides, that is called calcination. As the carbonate ore is heated strongly in absence of air, in presence of air, that is called roasting. As is absence of air, it will be calcination. Okay, so remember, roasting will be in presence of oxygen, and calcination is in absence of oxygen. This is the main difference between roasting and calcination. As the question is absence of air, that's what is calcination. Then question number 18. Oxides of moderately reactive metals like zinc, iron, nickel, tin, copper are generally reduced by using which metals? Aluminum as a reducing agent. It is also correct because aluminum is more reactive than these metals. compared to moderately reactive metals, your aluminum is generally more reactive. So aluminum can be used as reducing agent, sodium as a reducing agent, and carbon as a reducing agent, calcium as a reducing agent. Here oxides of moderately reactive metal can be reduced by generally aluminum as a reducing metal. So this is the correct answer. Most correct answer is aluminum as a reducing agent. Okay, then question number 19. In thermite welding, a mixture of dash and dash is ignited with a burning magnesium ribbon which produce molten iron metal as a large amount of heat is evolved. Here, thermite welding, a mixture of dash is ignited with a burning magnesium ribbon which produce molten iron metal as a large amount of heat is evolved. Here what happens? Thermite welding process is used ignited with burning. Generally here aluminum powder is generally used. That in thermite process aluminum powder generally used. So here during heating, which is the mixture taken? Iron oxide and aluminum powder. Iron is here generally Fe2O3 and aluminum is taken on heating, strong heating, it become aluminum oxide and iron will form. So in thermite process generally aluminum powder use and iron oxide use. This is answer. Here iron is your ferrostate, here iron chloride, here iron sulfate. These are not used. Generally iron oxide and aluminum powder mixture is taken. When the mixture is heated, then iron is produced, which is called as thermite process. Welding, generally iron is obtained, it can be used for welding. In the railway track, when it will be broken, when it will be cracked, it can be used, this thermite process can be used. Question number 20. Galvanization is a method of protecting iron from rusting by coating with thin layer of gallium, aluminum, zinc and silver. Here correct answer is zinc. Zinc is used to protect iron. That's why it is called galvanization. That's why we are using GI pipe, GI, galvanized iron. That is in the form of sheet, in the form of pipe can be used. GI, galvanized iron, coating of zinc over iron. Then question number 21. And element X is soft and can be cut with a knife. This is very reactive to air and cannot be kept open in air. It reacts vigorously with water. Identify the element from the following. Here magnesium, not vigorous reaction with water. Sodium is highly reactive towards water. And it is soft metal, can be cut with a knife. That's why answer is sodium. But magnesium is not answer. Phosphorus is a non-metal. Calcium is not highly reactive towards water. So answer is sodium. Question number 22. What is this? Reaction between X and Y forming compound Z. X plus Y forming Z. X loses electron, Y gains. That means X is losing electron, Y is gaining. X is metal, Y is non-metal. Which of the following property is not shown by Z? When loss of electron or loss and gain of electron takes place between metal and non-metals, always produce a salt. Salt is ionic salt. Generally ionic salt. So what is the property? Has a high melting point. This is also correct. Question is what is the shown by Z? High melting point is correct answer. Has a low melting point. Wrong. Conduct electricity in molten state. It is also correct. Then occurs as solid state. It is also correct. Okay. So question is which of the following property is not shown? Answer is not shown. So answer is it has a low melting point. So this is the answer. Most correct answer is has a low melting point. This is the answer. So as question is not shown by Z, so answer is B, has a low melting point. But all other cases they are satisfying its property. It is a negative question, so answer is B. So whenever you are reading the question, carefully you read whether the question is a negative question or positive question. If it is a positive questions, then it will be easy. If a negative question, you have to find the different, the which is not satisfying the properties. Okay. Generally, in the computer examination, the negative questions are asking more. The electronic configuration of three element X, Y and Z are 28 and Y is 287 and Z is 282. Which of the following is correct? That what? X is a metal. 28, it is not a metal. It is cancel. It is non-metal. Then Y is metal. 287, it is not metal. Cancel. Then Z is non-metal. 282 is metal. As it is non-metal, it is also cancelled. Then what is the last question? Y is non-metal. Yes, Y is non-metals. And Z is metal. Yes, Z is metal. So answer is D. So D is the correct answer. Y is non-metal and Z is metal. Because we know metal must contain 1 to 3 electron in its outermost shell, and non-metal contains 4 or more than 4. More than 4 electrons available in outermost shell, these are non-metals, and up to maximum 3 electrons, these are metals. So this is a very important identification to know whether it is metal or non-metal from its electronic configuration. Okay. Then 24 question, that amalgam is an alloy of copper and tin. It is wrong. Mercury, this is the correct answer. Lead and tin, no. Copper and zinc, no. Amalgam is it is a alloy of mercury and other metals. So answer is B. Correct answer is B. Amalgam. Amalgam is the alloy of mercury. Then 25 question. Now 50% question we cover, completed. Remaining 50%, remaining 25 question we will do it. Copper objects lose their shine and form green coating. Copper changes to green because due to formation of copper oxide, due to formation of copper hydroxide and copper oxide, basic copper carbon. This is the correct answer because formation of copper hydroxides and copper carbonate. Due to this copper hydroxide and copper carbonate, the copper changes to green coating. Formation of green coating. Okay. Then question number 26. Which one of the given metal does not react with cold water as well as hot water? Means it does not react with cold water, hot water. Generally, sodium is highly reactive. Calcium also. Generally does not calcium react with cold water and hot water. It reacts, so it is not satisfying. It is not satisfying. Then magnesium also react with hot water. So answer is does not react. So answer will be D is the correct answer. Iron. Generally iron reacts with steam. Iron generally reacts with steam and red hot. Then it is forming oxides. Fe3O4 plus hydrogen. So this is the very important question, that iron generally do not react with cold and hot water. Then 27 question, what happens when calcium is treated with water? It does not react with water. It is wrong. It reacts violently with water. It is wrong. It reacts less violently with water. It is correct. Bubbles of hydrogen gas form stick to the surface of calcium. It is also correct. And floats. Calcium floats on water due to formation of hydrogen gas bubbles. So answer is C and D. So D is the correct answer. C and D. Okay. Then question number 28. An aluminium strip is kept immersed in freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution taken in the test tube. Change the observation. That means a reaction of aluminium with ferrous sulfate. Green color. This is the green color. Green color ferrous sulfate is aluminium. General product is aluminium sulfate plus iron. So what is the question is, aluminum strip is kept immersed in freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution taken in a test tube. The change observed is that green solution slowly fades away. It is correct. Slowly test tube slightly warm. It is wrong. Colorless gas with the smell of burning sulfur. It is wrong. Light green solution changes to blue. Blue is wrong. So correct answer is A. A is the correct answer. Okay. Then question number 29. The composition of aqua regia is, aqua regia generally a mixture of hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. Is generally 3-part hydrochloric acid, 1 part. Both are concentrated form. So answer is, this is the correct answer. Concentration concentrated 3:S. This is the answer. 3:1. 3:1. That is concentrated HCl and concentrated nitric acid. This is called aqua regia, very strong oxidizing agent which can dissolve gold. Which of the following metal exists in its native state? Native state means in the free state. That is called also free state. Native state means free state. What is the which metal available? Copper is not free state. So answer will be gold and another is silver. So answer is B and D. So C is the correct answer. B and D. Generally gold and silver is generally called native metal available in free state. Metals are refined by using different methods. Which of the following metals are refined by electrolytic refining? Electrolytic refining generally done by, remember, very important, is gold and copper. Refining, it is purified by electrolytic method, electrolysis method from its salt, generally gold and copper. So gold and copper, A, B. So A is the correct answer. Gold and copper can be purified by electrolytic method. Silver articles becomes black on prolonged exposure to air. This is due to formation of what? Silver sulfide. Due to when it contact with air, it forms silver sulfide. So correct answer is C. C is the correct answer. That's why it is black. Color is black. Silver sulfide color is black. Okay. Then 33. Which one of the given 4 metals would be displaced from the solution of its salts by other 3 metals? Other three metals can displace this metal from its salt solution. So which is the, you have to see which is the least reactive? Magnesium, silver, zinc and copper. Which is the correct answer? Generally, which is the correct answer? We know that silver, generally silver is less reactive than copper. So answer will be B. Here order of reactivity is like this. Your first one is magnesium, greater than magnesium, then zinc, then copper, then silver. So as per the question, silver salt, when it reacts with these other 3 metals, it can displace. Here, which one of the given 4 metals would be displacing from the solution of its salt by other 3 metals? So answer is silver. Then next question number 34. An electrolytic cell consists of positively charged cathode, negatively charged anode, like this. We know electrolytic cell generally like this, here connected to the battery, that is like this. It is plus, it is minus. So this is called anode, this is called cathode. So positively charged cathode, it is wrong. Negatively charged anode, it is wrong. Positively charged anode, it is correct. Negatively charged cathode is correct. So C, D, C and D. So answer is B, C and D. Okay. Then question number 35. An element reacts with oxygen to give a compound with a high melting point. The compound is soluble in water. The element is like to be, you see the element reacts with water forming compound that is high melting point, means ionic compound soluble in water. Your answer is calcium, because calcium reacts with oxygen forming calcium oxide, which reacts with water forming calcium hydroxide, which is water soluble aqueous form. So carbon is non-metal, generally acidic. Iron generally do not react with water, and silicon is non-metal. That's why calcium is correct answer. 36. The second most abundant metal in earth crust: oxygen, silicon, aluminum, iron. Abundant metal is correct answer is iron. Iron is the second abundant metal, and the most abundant metal is aluminum. First is aluminum, then iron, then which will come silicon, like this. Okay, then 37 question. 37. Rusting of iron takes place in ordinary water. It is okay. Distilled water. It is also okay. Or both ordinary and distilled water. So both ordinary and distilled water. This is the correct answer. Question number 38. In general, the number of electrons in the outermost shell of metal atom. Already I have told you. Metal atom mainly contains 1, 2, 3. Maximum 3 electrons. So correct answer is B. B is the correct answer. 1, 2, 3. Other more than 3 means this is non-metal. Greater than 3, that is non-metal. Up to maximum less than equal to 3, that is your metal. Less than equal to 3. Question number 39. What is this? The chemical reaction between piece of copper nitric acid give the chemical reaction copper forming copper nitrate, hydrogen, and here hydrogen, nitric acid forming water and NO2. Do you see the step? Different steps are given. Here questions are: copper causes oxidation of nitric acid to form NO2. Copper causes oxidation. It is wrong. Then hydrogen gas gets oxidized by nitric acid to form water. Gas reacts with oxygen in air to form water. Nitrates reacts with hydrogen to form NO2 and water. So correct answer is hydrogen gas gets oxidized by nitrates to form water, because nitric acid is oxidizing agent. It oxidizes hydrogen to water. So this is the correct answer. Then question number, you see carefully, you see the diagram. That image show electricity refined copper. Copper is purified in this process. Here copper, this is your anode, and it is that diagram, it is cathode, as it is cathode, and it is anode. This side is anode. So anode, generally when copper will be refined, anode mainly contains impure copper. Impure copper. It is pure copper. Pure copper. Pure copper is your cathode, and impure copper is anode. So when current is passed, pure copper from anode deposits to the cathode. It is correct. When current is passed, pure copper from anode deposits in the electrolytic solution. No, it is not deposited. So it is wrong. When current is passed, pure copper from electrolytic solution deposits at the anode. It is wrong. When current is passed, pure copper from electrolytic solution deposits at the cathode. Copper from electrolytic solution, it is wrong. Generally what happens here, copper produced from anode will be flow towards cathode. So it will be deposited at cathode. That's why first one is the correct answer. Current is passed, pure copper from anode, already I have told you, from anode, as it is mainly contains impure copper. From pure copper will be flow towards cathode and deposited at the cathode. So always copper is deposited at the cathode from anode to cathode. This is the correct answer. Okay. Then some assertion reasoning question. Already know when both these are the two statements, assertion one statement and reason also one statement. But which statements are true, which statements are false, whether the reason is satisfying the assertion or not, we have to see. If both are correct and both are explaining, reason is explaining, this is called R, this is called A. When R is explaining A and both are correct, this is small a. But both are correct but not correct explanation, this is B. When assertion is A is true but R is false, that is C. When A is false and R is true, that is called D. So you have to remember the choice A, B, C, D. Okay? What is the first question? Hydrogen gas is not evolved when metal reacts with nitric acid. Generally, we know, already discussed, nitric acid when reacts with metal, generally hydrogen gas is not produced because hydrogen gas produced again oxidized by nitric acid forming water. So it is correct. But nitric acid is an oxidizing agent. Okay, it is oxidizing agent. But what is the answer? It is also correct. And both statements are correct. But second one is not correct explanation. It is not explaining that nitric acid oxidizes hydrogen to water. That's why we are not getting hydrogen gas. That's why answer will be B. Both are correct but not correct explanation. So that is B is the correct answer. Okay. 42. Assertion. Highly reactive metals are obtained by electrolytic reduction. That is correct. Reason. In the electrolytic reduction, metal is deposited at the cathode. So it is correct. In electrolytic reduction, metal is deposited at cathode. During the electrolysis, metal deposited at the cathode due to reduction. So answer A is correct. So these both statements are correct and also reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Then 43. Zinc can be easily displace copper on reacting with the solution of copper sulfate. Zinc can easily displace copper on reacting with the solution of copper sulfate. This is correct. Copper is more reactive metal as compared to zinc. It is wrong. So reason is wrong, but assertion is true. So this is C. Copper is more reactive metal as compared to zinc. So it is wrong. So C is the correct answer. Then 44. That oxides of sulfur and phosphorus are acidic in nature. It is okay. Metal oxides are basic in nature. It is also okay. Both are true, but reason is not correct explanation of assertion. So answer will be B. B is the correct answer. On reacting with water, calcium starts floating over water. This is correct. Calcium reacts with cold water at room temperature. It is also correct. But why calcium starts floating, it is not explaining. So both are correct. So not correct explanation. So answer is B. But both statements are correct. Then 46. Non-metals are electronegative nature because they accept electron. That's why electronegative nature. They have tendency to lose electron. It is wrong. So that here assertion is correct but reason is wrong. That means C is the correct answer. Then 47. Ionic bond is produced or formed between metals. It is wrong. Between non-metals, it is wrong. Metal and non-metals, it is correct. So ionic bond is produced between metal and non-metal because metal donates electron to non-metals. That's why ionic bond is formed due to transfer of electron between metals and non-metals. Ionic compounds conduct electricity due to free electrons. It is wrong. Free ions, it is correct. Movement of particles. What particles movement? It is not indicating. Transfer of electron. It is correct. Transfer electron takes place, but question is conduct electricity. So correct answer is due to free ions. Due to free ions in solution, it conduct electricity. Formation of Na plus Cl minus. Formation of Na plus and Cl minus in aqueous medium, it produce electricity due to formation ions. Electricity is due to flow of charged particle, flow of ions or flow of electrons. But as it is that is ionic compound, that's why free ions is the correct answer. It produces ions in solution, that's why it produces electricity, it conducts electricity. Then best malleable metal is aluminum, silver, gold, lead. Among these, which is the correct answer? Gold is the correct answer. Best malleable metal. is the gold. 50, this is the last question for you. Metals and non-metals are involved in the formation of ionic bond. Already we have discussed by transfer of electron. This is correct. Raise why? Metals and non-metals are involved in the formation of ionic bond by transfer of electron. Why? Because to satisfy octet rule, to attain nearest noble gas configuration, it is correct. Attain minimum energy, because they combine forming molecule means energy is also decreases. Remain stable form, because the ionic compound is highly stable. These both, the last three both are correct. But satisfy octet rule always not satisfy. Generally lithium produce also ionic compound, but lithium is not satisfying its octet rule. All metals are not satisfying octet rule. That's why octet rule is not satisfy always. So second question, nearest noble gas satisfying, because by losing or gaining electron they satisfy, they attain noble gas configuration. This is correct. And when they combine, the energy decreases. That is also very important point. And when they combine, produce a stable ionic compound. That's a second, third, fourth, all are correct. So C is the correct answer. First is wrong, first and second is wrong, and here second is correct, but first is not satisfying. So second, third, and fourth, second, third, fourth, all three are satisfying for all ionic compounds. So this is the correct answer. Regarding the properties of ionic compounds, when metals and non-metals combine, metal donates electron to non-metals, metal become positive charge and non-metal becomes negative charge. Then the positive negative charge combine to form ionic bond. Here what happens, when ionic bond is formed, when ionic compound is formed, then the stability increases, energy decreases, and all metals, non-metals satisfy the nearest noble gas configuration after losing gaining electron. So second, third, fourth are the correct answer. Okay, so this is about the 50 MCQ questions we have discussed today. So you practice these questions whenever you are watching the video, whenever you are reading the questions, you pause the video and read the question carefully. Send your answer in the comment box. If you have not subscribed my channel Chemistry Goal, please subscribe it and share the video if you like it to your friends. Okay, thank you all.